Hello, today we're going to show you how to install the HB Industries folding stock adapter on your Kriss Vector. The folding stock adapter by HB Industries is a pretty cool little component. It is made out of billet aluminum and it allows you to adapt any AR buffer tube stock assembly to your Kriss Vector, either pistol, SBR, or carbine. The installation on your SBR or carbine is pretty straightforward. The factory SBR and carbines have a retaining pin similar to the same as the receiver retaining pins in the stock adapter assembly. So if you check to make sure your vector is clear, all you need to do is, sometimes it helps to lift up the rear sight. All you need to do is remove your and sometimes you don't even have to punch them out. They don't fit very tight. All you need to do is remove the takedown pin from your fixed stock adapter, push the stock adapter over and to the right, and then install the HB Industries folding stock adapter. The HB Industries stock adapter does include a factory OEM takedown pin. It's identical to the takedown pin that you removed from your upper receiver. You can use it or you can reuse your factory takedown pin. It's completely up to you. One kind of a tip or a trick that we found, when you reinstall the takedown pin, it seems to be more comfortable when you're operating the weapon. If you install a takedown pin actually from the bottom, pushing it up, it gives your hand a little bit more clearance down beneath the fixed adapter. So yeah, just installation again is exactly reverse for the folding stock adapter as it was for taking out the fixed adapter from either the SBR or the carbine. So let's go ahead and put that aside and look at the more tricky installation, which is on the pistol. So go ahead and check, make sure weapon's clear, no magazine. We're gonna now install our fixed adapter on the pistol with a brace. As you probably know, the AR system is very modular, so you can use any, we have a couple here, any number of different buffer tubes or buffer tube adapters for AR pistols in your HBI adapter block. So for this video, we're going to use, well, you can also, right? So you've got SB Tactical makes several different braces. KAK makes a shockwave. Lots of options. So you can really kind of pick and choose whatever you want, but I think for this video, we're going to install the KAK shockwave brace with the KAK tube for it, with their pistol buffer tube. So we'll put the other braces aside for now, and we're just going to focus on installing this brace. So what I kind of like to do first is prepare the stock assembly before it's installed on the firearm. To do that, let's just insert our buffer tube into the folding stock assembly. The folding stock actually has two small 440 set screws down in the base of it, and those are to retain the mating, see if we can show it, the mating notch in the bottom of the buffer tube. So before you install the buffer tube, try to make sure that these two set screws are backed out far enough that it doesn't impede any of the threads as you install the buffer tube. So let's go ahead and get our buffer tube, and we're just gonna make sure you have a castle nut on it too. Then install buffer tube into the HB Industries folding stock. When you kind of get it to bottom out, rotate it back maybe like a half a turn, and we're going to get the clearance notch that we saw earlier in the threads in our buffer tube to line up with our two set screws. At that point, go ahead and kind of use a 050 Allen key to tighten down your set screws a little bit. Don't have to snug them all the way, but as you start to tighten them into the internal threads, when you go to turn your buffer tube, you'll start to notice that it doesn't spin anymore. And that's good. That means you have the set screws going into the clearance notch. So Once you have confirmed that, go ahead and torque down your 2 set screws. If you want, you can use like a blue Loctite or thread lock on the 2 screws. Don't have to do too much craziness there. And again, with the 2 screws installed, go ahead and tighten down the castle nut, or bring your castle nut up to the folding stock adapter. And if you have a AR armor's wrench available, you can kind of snug that up. So with our buffer tube assembly kind of pre-installed into the HBI Industries folding stock adapter, we're gonna drill out the solid rivet in the Kriss Vector fixed stock adapter and install our KAK blade and adapter brace. So let's go ahead and put the Vector upper receiver into a vise. Our vise is equipped with neoprene soft jaws. They are flexible. You can kind of see they're not going to mark or otherwise damage the upper receiver on the Vector. That's an important thing to note because the Vector upper is obviously polymer, and if you just kind of drop it into your steel jawed vise, you're going to scratch it up and make a little bit of a mess. So make sure you have some type of soft lining in your vise before you do this. And kind of position your Vector to where you have good access to the top of this solid rivet. Let the sights kind of open up your sights, or you can remove the side assembly completely. And we are going to use 3/16 drill bit, nothing special about it, it's just a 3/16 drill bit. And our hand drill. So let's get the drill bit ready. And as we drill the rivet out, it's important not to put too much pressure on it. The rivet's aluminum and the fixed adapter and the receiver are both plastic. So if we push really hard, we're just going to kind of force the rivet down into the plastic. All we want to do is machine or remove material from the rivet. We don't need to use a lot of pressure. We'll just let the drill bit do its work and remove material. And again, just center your 3/16 drill in the kind of the opening or the center of your rivet. So once you have it in the center, just kind of light pressure, and we're gonna just drill the rivet out. So you'll start to see as we're almost through it and the rivet's kind of starting to spin a little bit, another few turns of the drill and it'll break through. So here we go. There we go. So I accidentally just slid it off, but the top of the rivet is off and all that's left is the body of the rivet in the hinge. So let's go ahead and put our drill and drill bit aside. And this is a 3/16 roll pin punch. With the assembly still in the vise, we can just kind of start the pin out through the bottom side of the adapter and catch it and make sure it doesn't go flying. So we have let's put them right here. So we have our pin and the head that we drilled off of the rivet. These are not going to be reused. We can discard them. They will be replaced with the supplied receiver pin. This pin is the same as the other 4 pins in the Kriss Vector upper receiver. So OEM pin, and we're going to use this with our pistol to install the folding stock adapter. So let's go ahead and remove the assembly from the vise. And the way that the rear stock adapter comes out, or the fixed factory adapter comes out, is you kind of push it to the right and then pull it straight out. And that's kind of what it looks like. So inside of the receiver and the folding hinge. So we're going to discard now our fixed adapter and again replace it with the folding HBI adapter. So to do that, we just take our Vector receiver and we're going to install the HBI folding stock assembly, aligning the hinge joint and using the supplied receiver takedown pin. Let's go ahead and just install it. We're going to go from the top and push it through. So with the receiver pin in place, we have a nice pivot. The button is going to lock into the mating pocket on the receiver side, like that. So once installed, really firm lockup, no play. And to disengage, obviously just push the button and fold. With the buffer tube assembly installed, we can now slide our shockwave brace onto the firearm. And there is, on this particular brace, there is a set screw in the bottom. So let's go ahead and tighten that up real quick. Kind of pick a position and go for it. So with the brace installed and the HBI adapter in the back of the Kriss Vector, we now have a nice compact package with our folding stock installed and easy to deploy, super tight lockup. Just overall a really nice upgrade for your Kriss Vector if you're looking to brace it. So that is going to conclude this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to email us, reach out to us on Facebook, Instagram, call us. We're always here to help. And thank you again for watching, and safe shooting.